Good day, good day. Welcome to our podcast, Indigo's Ideas. Where I am Yèyè Dandara, one of the mamas of Indigo's Cultural Arts Centers, and we are so glad to be in communication with you today. First of all, let me just remind you who is Indigo's Cultural Arts Centers. We are a nonprofit organization, and we're committed to making a positive impact through service to our community of families. We have three major programs, and they are the Greensboro Kwanzaa Collective, which was our initial program that started in 2010. And Indigo's Cultural Arts Centers was the fiscal sponsor for the Greensboro Kwanzaa Collective. We developed a Rites of Passage program, which has become our African school, the African school. And then we also have the Healing Wheel Retreat, now has become the Healing Wheel Project. And so if you would like to know more information about Indigo's Cultural Arts Centers, please visit our website, indigoscac.org, indigocac.org. And check us out. Check out our programs, see what we're doing, what's coming up, and get a feel for what we're doing. I am, again, Yèyè Dandara. I'm one of the four mamas of Indigos. And today I'm doing a solo podcast with a couple of guests, meaning the other mamas are not going to be with me on this program, but I do have some guests with me today, and we will get to meet them in just a moment. First of all, I thought since this is my first podcast without the other mamas, I would like to give you a better introduction of who I am. My birth name is Samantha Boyd, and I have come to be known as Dandara. I got that nickname in college, and hopefully some people have seen this movie. I don't think a lot of people have seen it, but there was a character in the movie Quilombo, and her name was Dandara. It's an Afro-Brazilian movie, and my friends were like, that's you. So you got to see the movie to figure out who that is. And that name was given to me many years ago. And then later I became Yèyè, which means mama, Yèyè Dandara. So that's how I got to this point. But I still like my Samantha name. I was named after my father. I look just like him. So I go by all the names that I have been given. I am a Black woman. I am a nurse. I have been working in healthcare for, like 34 years or something like that. I started as a CNA, went to nursing school later. I started in nursing school. That's a long story. I will get to that another time, maybe. I started and then left and then came back. So, but I was a CNA for a long time, working various fields or areas as a CNA, and then went back to get my nursing degree. Worked as a medical telemetry nurse for 6 years, and then as a labor and delivery nurse, which is what I'm doing now. I'm also an African dancer. I started that back in the 90s. Ooh, how old am I? I'm 52 and I'm proud of it. That's okay. I'm very happy to still be able to dance. And I've been doing that since like 1994. And I started with Otation Creative Arts Ensemble, actually with the Egwin Dancers at A&T, and then with Otation Creative Arts Ensemble. And I've been teaching for over 25 years, a community class, and still dancing and performing, and I love it. A few years ago, I decided, I was thinking about how am I going to combine these things that I love to do, which is provide women's health care around birth and also dance. And I became certified as a Dancing for Birth instructor. And I'm working on building a clientele with that. I look forward to teaching more Dancing for Birth classes. And I am developing myself as the dancing RN. And how that looks, we'll all see how that looks in the future. But I will continue to dance until I cannot dance anymore. And also, my main goal in the work that I do is to empower women. So I do that through my dance classes. I do that as a mama of indigos, especially with the Healing Wheel Project, which is, I feel like, one of my most favorite programs. I absolutely love it. I love preparing for the Healing Wheel Retreat. I love the planning for the activities that we will do and the things that we will bring forward and the conversations that we will have. I absolutely love it. I love being a part of the process of how and when a woman comes into herself and when she is discovering her own power and her own effect on the world and her own ability to heal herself and what that means for not just herself, but for the people around her. That is just the most awesome thing for me. And I love being in the space and doing anything that I can do to help facilitate that process. So that kind of brings me around to wanting to introduce my guest. First of all, I have with me today Sistah Amahklè.
Hello.
Hey, hey. Amahklè Young, also known as Sistah Amahklè, is a holistic health and spiritual life coach, a behavioral health professional, and a dedicated dance guide based in Greensboro, North Carolina. Holding a background in early childhood education, she brings a deep understanding of human development to her behavioral health work and coaching practice. She is deeply committed to empowering adult women and youth girls using a trauma-informed approach to help them safely talk through, navigate, and transform their life journeys. As a powerful storyteller of her own lived experiences, Amahklè uses her personal path to ground her coaching, offering authentic, real-world guidance that inspires deep, intuitive healing. Rooted in the rich rhythms of the African diaspora, she blends traditional West African movement with modern Afrofusion to create transformative medicine in motion experiences. As a practitioner of dance movement therapy and the founder of the dance collective The Souls of Beauty, which was established in 2021, Amahklè weaves Afro-inspired movements into her high-energy dance, cardio, and intuitive Afro sessions. Through dance, grounding, rituals, and community reflection circles, her work serves as a soulful tribute to her ancestors, her mentors, and the unbroken masterpiece within us all. Amahklè. I'm so honored to have you here with me.
Yes, thank you for having me. That sounds wow. Just listening to it, it's like, oh wow, that's deep. So yes, everyone, peace, peace. I am Amahklè Young, as known as in the community, Sistah Amahklè. I am a proud mother of two. I have a 19-year-old daughter. She's in college, and I have a soon-to-be 8-year-old son. He would be 8 years old, June 21st. And they are definitely my why as well. What I do, why I do what I do for the youth girls is definitely due to my daughter's experiences and my own experiences too. So yeah, I just wanted to throw that out there. So so again, I am a holistic health, spiritual life coach, behavior health professional. I started in the early childhood field in 2010, and I haven't left working with children. I've been working with children ever since 2010. So working with kids, the youth, everything is my heart. Pure joy there. the dancing world started for me really at 15, and my teacher, Mama Dandara, Yèyè Dandara, at 15. So I never left African dance. So thank you to my teacher, and thank you for having me here and to be a part of this podcast and this space that we are in today. And again, my stories are why I decided to get into life coaching, just to share my life experience with, being a woman, a black woman, first as a teenage mother, being a black young girl as a teenage mom, and becoming into my young adult years, and becoming to who I am now, the woman that I am today. It's been a journey. And I'm so blessed to be here today because some days I thought I just wasn't going to be able to see another day. So this is amazing just to be here today. So yes, I am deeply passionate about helping adult women, helping youth girls navigate and transform their life journey, knowing that I feel like, man, if I can do it, man, y'all can do it, because I went through some hard times in my life at a young age. So I always push it in the atmosphere and tell them, like, no, you can do this. You got this. Trust me, I am a witness, a living testimony. Yeah. So that you can do this. I'm not lying to you. So I always like to really put that out there, like, no, you got this. And then I always say, I'm here, and whatever I can do, I am here to keep you going and not give up. Don't give up.
I just want to go back to where, because I did meet you all those years ago when you were 15, and I remember your dad bringing you to class and how shy you were. At first, I think you didn't really want to come. I don't know. It seemed like he was making you come, but that's okay. He's like, you gonna do this.
Yes, that's actually what it was.
Your dad was like, you gonna do this. And over time, at first you were very shy in the class and very small with your movements, I think, and then later on, as you got to the flow of it, you started doing a little bit more, and then even as you became a young mother, you brought your daughter to the class, and you kept coming. So by that point, I'm sure it was not dad making you come. It was you. And now I see you as this woman who has grown from that shy girl coming to class into this woman who is flourishing with this intuitive Afro flow and this Afro fusion and all of this dance, not just dance therapy. It's like it's a reunion or revival with this dance that you're doing. And you're so graceful and fluid and beautiful with it. I absolutely have so much joy for that. It brings me so much joy, so I'm glad to have you here with me today. Yes, you're special to me. And now, I didn't talk about my family, so, our daughters have grown up together. Yeah, you had a daughter at a younger age, I had a daughter at an older age. So, but they were both in the dance class with us, playing around, dancing around. And now they both graduated from high school, and they're both early in their college journey, and still best friends.
Best friends, still best friends, and I love that. Yeah. So yes, but yes. So one thing before we move on to our next beautiful guest, with the movement dance therapy, that came from how dance saved my life. Yeah. Saved my life from domestic violence. I knew that I had a way to escape from a relationship I was in, just to go to rehearsal, just to perform. I knew that you can't hurt me because I'm with a dance community that's going to protect me. And I'm dancing. And I did with you when I'm finished. Yeah. And that's how it was for me at that time when I was in that domestic violence relationship. It saved my life. It saved my life. So the dance movement therapy is my medicine. It's a savior to me, and I want others to feel that way too. Yeah. Like how movement can really be therapeutic for you, a medicine of healing for you, grounding for you. And even if you can't match how I, see it, and it's okay, but I definitely want to still introduce it like in a way that it can help, shape or form, some type of healing, some source of healing to you for you. So that's where the intuitive Afro flow came, and me being certified in the movement therapy came from.
Yeah, fantastic. That's amazing. Now, my other beautiful guest here today is Breanna Grant. Say hey, Breanna.
Peace, y'all.
I'll do a brief introduction of or bio for Breanna, and then she will speak for herself. Breanna Grant is a perinatal health consultant, a doula, childbirth and sexual health educator, and reproductive justice advocate. Originally from a rural town in eastern North Carolina, she brings deep-rooted values of family, community, and care into every space she enters. Breanna's work centers on helping people reclaim their power, make informed choices, and experience joy throughout their reproductive journeys and beyond. Through Auntie Marie's perinatal services, she provides compassionate, whole person support that affirms each person's autonomy, voice, and lived experience. A proud auntie who pours love into her village, Breanna also finds joy in dancing, traveling, trying new recipes, and embracing life's simple pleasures. Auntie Marie, when you welcome Auntie Marie, you will gain more than a doula. You will gain a partner in your journey toward power, choice, and self-discovery. Hey.
I get what you mean. Every time it happens, every time someone else reads you, I think that's beautiful. Thank you so much for the opportunity to sit and share and listen and learn together. I am Auntie Marie. Um, the rural town that I come from is called Oak City, North Carolina. No one ever knows where I'm from. Very small town. We have one stoplight, one gas station. You are in and out before you know you're there. And Greensboro became my home 13 years ago. And when I first came here, I too came for nursing school. I started, and then I got introduced to the Greensboro community by volunteering. And I was like, nursing school doesn't no longer feel like where I should be. I want to work with them, but I don't want to be in that field. I want to work with people before they see you. Yeah. So birth work found me, chose me. Really, I was actually pushed into birth work. Maybe I'll get to talk about that later. Um, I am, I've been an aunt since I was 2 years old. I have one godson, one goddaughter, three nephews, excuse me, three nieces, five nephews, one great nephew, and one soon to be great niece, and countless doula babies. So those are my babies, and that is why I'm Auntie Marie. My name is Breanna Marie Grant. I get my middle name from my grandmother, my mom's mom, and that was very intentional. My grandmother named me without actually saying it out loud. She told my mom. She told my mom that your daughter will grow to be your best friend. And growing up, it didn't feel like that. It didn't feel like that at all. But once I got older and more knowledgeable about the importance of parenthood, but then just learning who my mom was outside of motherhood, just learning who she was as a woman was so important for me growing up as a woman. And so it really informed who I am now and how I show up in the world, which I believe definitely has written my path, my journey into being an overall advocate. I carry many titles. I've trained in many of the things and knowledgeable of all the things. Forever learner. I enjoy learning, especially about overall public health. But all in all, I tell people in any presentation, I normally do like a word cloud of all the titles, and the biggest word is advocate. Because no matter what the role is, I'm an advocate, whether it's aunt, cousin, friend, whichever, like that feels more like home for me. So, yeah, that's Breanna.
I love it. And Breanna, everyone.
Right. Not Breanna.
Breanna.
Marie Grant.
And Breanna is a beautiful sister friend to me. I am a crybaby, so forgive me. But,
You don't apologize for
but I met this beautiful sister at the YWCA. And I was like a guest speaker for the event that she was having for the teen moms and things like that. And I mentioned about my dance class. She got the info for me, and she said, I'll be there. And when I tell you, she showed up every time for me to my classes, meant the world to me. And then I ended up asking her, hey, so, I've been seeing you a lot. Feel like you will be a great, candidate to dance with my dance group. And I didn't have a big group. I just had just myself and another sister friend of ours. And yeah, the Souls of Beauty dancers. And dedication, commitment, loyalty. So she is amazing in my life, and been through some things with me when we first met each other, but she didn't push away from that. She still stayed, and because she could have looked at me like I was crazy, but she didn't. And she's still here with me. So thank you.
Thank you for trusting me, friend. Look, 2023 started, 2022 started dancing, and haven't looked back since.
Yeah, that's where I met you, was in Sistah Amahklé's class. I was going to her class and I saw you there. And then later I learned about your work in the birth field, and participated in the Black Maternal Health Week activities. And
dancing RN.
Yes, as the dancing RN, yes. That's where I launched myself as the dancing RN at the Black Maternal Health Week Family Day.
Beautiful connection.
Yeah.
It's a full circle.
Absolutely.
Yes, because it's all about, for this circle here at least, is the dance and the community.
Yes.
And all of that is in what we've all been doing. And we are focusing our energies on women. And that's where I feel like we have this strong connection of wanting to make sure that we are empowering and advocating and providing these great tools that we can use for our own healing and our own advancement. It's not just about the healing, but that's a very important and deep part of it, because it's when you heal you can advance and be a stronger advocate for yourself and those around you. And wow, that's amazing. The cool thing is that I think we're all kind of creatives too, right?
Oh, yeah.
Creatives. I mean, I like to create things with my hands. I make jewelry, earrings, and most of the time, but some bracelets and rings and whatnot. I have made some wall art before too. I've done that before. So I make some shaker rays. I like to do that little things with my hands, that creative energy. I think I've talked about before how that creative energy comes from our womb health, right? And if we aren't having healthy wombs, then we're not able to be our most creative and productive selves. That creative energy produces things, right? And it's not just babies or life, but it's also fantastic ideas, projects. And so that's one of my things too, is womb wellness. I'm trying to, I may become certified in that later as well, but that is a strong point. And dance, motion, movement is a big part of that. I think that we have been restricted a lot with our bodies. There's so much policing of our bodies, so much restriction that's placed on us. And it starts from young. Like, if you're any kind of time you want to move your hips, you're told you're being fast or you're doing too much. Stop moving your hips, sit down, cover yourself up, and be quiet. Oh, it's like, what the heck? Just not be me, not be creative, and that creative center brings joy. Like our center for joy gets pushed down, bottled up, and that's one of the things why women's empowerment through dance and through all of the things that we're doing is so important for me. Like, no, we can't be bottled up. We have too much power, too much creative energy, too many fantastic ideas. We women implement the social programs. Like, it's the women who says we need this, and then we make it happen.
Yep, that's true.
It's the women who are the social workers and the nurses and the motivators and the leaders, actually, when it comes to social justice. Mm-hmm. It's the women. I mean, we were going out there to fight for everybody. Right. Yeah. Everybody. And so forget being bottled up and told to be quiet and sit down and stop moving your hips. Move your hips. Move your hips. Please. Yeah. Move your arms. Yeah. Let your voice come out. Yes. Be free and expressive.
Because you have that choice. It's yours. No one can take that away from you. Not anymore. Yeah. You don't allow that anymore. No.
We can't. I really believe that our literal longevity depends on it. Depends on us remaining free in our bodies and in our thoughts. How we express. Yes. In all the ways.
So, two things can be two at once, particularly for me. I do know that research shows us that the health of a family is determined by the both maternal and mental health of the woman of the family. So when I use the term mama, sometimes I may be referencing the mother, the grandmother, aunt, cousin, whoever. All mamas. No, disrespect for folks that choose not to go by mother or mom, right? And so if we are not pouring into the mama, then we are doing a deficit to the longevity of our family. So in knowing that, then we would want to do the overall health and care practices to pour into the mom, because then mom pours into family. Right. Same thing for folks that need data to back it. I work in the field of data and statistics, and I tell people all the time, whether you're a funder, a politician, whoever you are, data does give the narrative, but storytelling makes the impact. Mm-hmm. You can look at a data report all the time, right, but you still may not see people. When you hear the story of a person, when we hear the story of the mother, we're able to understand the family, which shows us the health of the community. I think it's the most beautiful thing ever.
The stories. And the stories back up the data. Absolutely. The data it's going to drive, like you said, the funders. Right. And hopefully also give people the doubters, a better picture of like, oh, what the numbers actually say. Yes. Numbers don't lie. Right. The data doesn't lie. Mm-hmm. When you take away the stories now, you can see the bare bones, but you have to have the stories with that. You have to have the real life experience come into play. We often say in our circle that sisterhood saves lives. Yes. And I've heard you say that, but dance saved your life, but I think you were dancing with some people. Yes, right? For sure. And the fact that Breanna didn't think you were crazy and she stuck around, right? In that whatever period that you were going through that story right there, how that brings you all together and helps y'all stick and stay. That sisterhood saves lives. And that is also one of my mottos. It does save lives. It absolutely does. And one of the ways that I think we're out here saving lives is through the Healing Wheel Project. So I'm going to come back to that. We're talking about the Healing Wheel Project. That is one of the core programs of Indigo's Cultural Arts Centers. And it has had an immeasurable impact on the women who have attended. Just a little bit about the Healing Well Project. It starts off as a retreat. Once a year we've been doing this around Labor Day weekend, primarily over the last several years. Labor Day weekend, we get about 25 or so Black women on a retreat. And we are using all of the ways that we as women, and in particular Black women, support, heal, and love on each other. We come together for that weekend, and we not only have workshops, but we have circles of sharing. And people, the atmosphere is so hard to describe, but we cultivate an atmosphere where you are going to feel welcomed and you're going to feel heard. And knowing that what we say here stays here, and that when you leave here, you still have a cadre of sisters who you can lean on when you leave. It's not like you come to the thing and then y'all disperse and we're not going to talk no more. No, we come together and we become a bond of sisters, even though we may not speak on a weekly or monthly basis. The bond that is formed during that retreat is lasting. It's a very lasting bond. And so there is an understanding and a feeling that it doesn't matter how long since we've talked, I can call up any one of these people and be like, hey, I need to talk, or I need some assistance, or whatever it is. We're like, oh, okay, yeah, I got you. Because that's the atmosphere that we have created. And we use, we have a licensed clinical social worker or a therapist on site. We have, I want to say traditional, and I'm going to say Western. All of these modalities of healing are combined at the retreat. And then, of course, we are also sprinkling in our, not just sprinkling in, we go in on our traditional African modalities, because that's part of our roots and that's part of where we come from. And rediscovering that some of the things we've been doing anyway and how that goes back to where we came from, like honoring our ancestors, remembering them, like honoring those women who came before us, not just those women, but all of our family, who came before us, who paved the way, and the things that they did to stay whole and healthy. Let's bring some of that back into this mix. And that's what we're doing at the Healing Well Retreat. And then it expands into this project where we stay with each cohort. So the group that comes this Labor Day weekend will stay together for the next 9 months after that. And we will have more interaction. So we wanted to make sure that things don't fall apart. Because you come to the retreat and you're like, oh, this was amazing, this is great, but then you have to come back into this manufactured world, we're calling it the manufactured world. And no, the reality is what we create. The reality is what we create in that space, because we're building what we want. And then we come back into this manufactured world of all this fakeness and all of this, having to deal, chaotic energy. And then we come back into that and we're like, oh, wait a minute, I need a little more help. And so we decided to expand the project so that we can stay in touch with each other and kind of help each other along the way, continue to build that.
That's all the time we have for today, but please stick around because August 14th, part 2 of this episode will be available at Indigo's Ideas on YouTube and Spotify. And in the meantime, catch up on old episodes and follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Indigo's Cultural Arts Centers. Bye.